that our Democratic Party, unfortunately, is not the party that is of, by, and for the people.
This is Reese, and welcome to Back Porch News. Trump's cabinet nominations continue to trigger lefty meltdowns across the news shows and social media. Some of the most hilarious screeching has been directed at Director of National Intelligence nominee Tulsi Gabbard. Let's check in with disgraced former chair of the DNC, Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Tulsi Gabbard is someone who has met with war criminals, violated the Department of State's guidance, and went to Syria.
For Tulsi's case, Deb is not wrong, except that she forgets that at the time, which was 2017, Syria was an ersatz ally of the United States in our ongoing battle against ISIS, which started under Barack Obama's presidency. But it's funny that Deb would neglect to mention that.
Went to Syria and met with Assad, who gassed and attacked his own people with chemical weapons.
Now, it's certainly true that Bashar al-Assad is a bad dude. But his civil war at the time had been going on for like 6 years, spurred on by the growth of tensions between secularists and the Islamic fighters such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS. But that didn't stop Obama from siding with them against ISIS, just like Russia was.
She's considered to be, essentially, by most assessments, a Russian asset, and would be the most dangerous.
Is that how you consider her? Is that what you consider her?
Oh, yes. There's no question. I consider her someone who is likely a Russian asset.
Yikes. That came out of nowhere. Is this because of the Syria thing? I mean, we were on Russia's side in Syria by default, even if Obama refused to engage in ways that could actually stop ISIS. But Tulsi calling out Obama for not getting the job done doesn't mean that she sided with Russia just because Russia and America were supposedly doing the same thing. Since when does pointing out ineffective, bad policies that endanger U.S. troops and Syrian civilians make a person pro-Russian? Nah, I think Schultz is being really personal about something here.
As the DNI responsible for managing our entire intelligence community, hold all of our most significant intelligence information and secrets, and essentially would be a direct line to our enemies.
Last election, yeah. And after my election, I have more flexibility. Yeah.
I understand. I transmit this information to Vladimir and Stanford.
Whoa, how did that get in here? Anyway, as you might recall, Debbie Wasserman Schultz was the head of the Democrat National Committee back in 2016 when the DNC servers were hacked. The information got leaked all over and revealed that the whole party had been blatantly stealing primaries away from Bernie Sanders and handing it to Debbie's good friend, Hillary Clinton. Just prior to this, Tulsi had been the vice chair of the DNC and would have worked directly with Wasserman Schultz. So why would Debbie turn so hard on her colleague?
That our Democratic Party, unfortunately, is not the party that is of, by, and for the people.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tulsi had called her out for tilting the DNC debate process in 2015 before bailing on the committee just before Deb presided over the data breach and got busted rigging the primary. Tulsi had come out smelling like a rose, though, and for Deb, that was unforgivable, especially as Tulsi seemed less than excited for the Democrat candidate, Deb's good friend, Hillary Clinton. So I started wondering where this whole Russian asset story got its start. As best I could figure, it actually started with Hillary Clinton. Hillary had suggested that somebody, meaning Tulsi, was a foreign operative. This was, of course, after Hillary had hired a Russian spy to lie about Trump. And then, a few years prior, there was this.
Uranium One deal. Remember, she was serving as Secretary of State, approved the transfer of up to 20%. America's uranium, a real Russian conspiracy. That goes to Vladimir Putin. That goes to the Russians.
Hillary was officially in Russia to negotiate Putin's plan to build nuclear plants in Iran. Russia's desire to corner the world uranium market, including Canada and the United States. All under Rosatom, Russia's government agency in charge of nuclear power and nuclear weapons. And the price for the Secretary of State's compliance? $145 million, paid to the Clinton Foundation.
Well, Hillary's never been called to account for those millions of dollars. But for me, it seems to throw everybody involved into question. There is, of course, more to say on this narrative, but for now it really looks like all this Russia talk is just a shell game to keep the warmongers in power. At least, that's how it looks from my back porch. If you disagree, let me know in the comments section down below, and we'll see you next time on Back Porch News.